For sure. No pleasure.
So what? Go ahead.
Roasting for this.
Calling me out, huh? Let's see how this introduction goes now.
I hate you. Hey everybody, this is your I hate you. Hold on.
Yeah, baby, there we go.
I hate you, bro. You always give me
Rar,
crap about
Steve.
my introductions. Alright, so I hate you, first of all. Hey everybody, my name's Jaime. I'm the host for Elevator Talk alongside with my
Hello.
co-host Kelly
Hi.
and my co-host Adrian. And today we're joined with a special guest by the name of Ramen Boy, coming all the way from Chino, California.
Hello. I don't know if you want me to say hello. Sorry.
Just hit a dab whenever you want.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I dab.
yeah,
I don't know
honestly,
if
it's
you
whatever.
can, but I dab. Got you.
That's all we need.
Once we make the YouTube videos,
Yeah.
we'll put like some little
Make it work.
animations and everything. So pretty much, I wanted to ask you first and foremost, why Ramen Boy? What made you choose Ramen Boy as your name?
I used to have, like, honestly, I had a deeper meaning for it when I first had it, but I don't really remember, honestly. But I mean, it was always kind of just like the gist of, like, I would always eat ramen like literally every day or like every week. This was like back in high school, and it just kind of stuck. Like I was thinking of an artist name. Honestly, I don't know how I came up with it or if someone else came up with it. I'm pretty sure it was me because I don't think I would.
So it became a whole deep emotional thing that you had to lock
It
it up and
was
not
at
tell
first,
anybody,
yeah,
right?
because I honestly I don't remember why, but like, yeah, and I mean the gist of it is just like now I remember it and like I am always eating ramen even till this day. You know, I really like ramen. Um,
So then, what would you say to this day is your favorite ramen to
um,
eat? If you were to pick one, if
That
you were
one's
just
an
to pick
easy
one,
one because like I really do just eat like one. I have a couple of like different ones at my house. Like I really like Indomie, which is like an Indonesian. I don't know if you would call it ramen. It's like a type of noodles, I
okay.
guess. But it's like the instant type stuff. Indomie's pretty good. Like cup of noodles, all that stuff. I like the Japanese ramens, the udons. But I really like Shin Ramen, dude.
True,
It's like a
true.
Korean ramen. It's like a spicy kind. I'm sure if you saw the packaging, you would like know, or maybe you've had it.
Is it the
But that's
black
my
cup
number
one?
one, honestly.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
It's like a
I'm not
black
sure.
cup,
Which one?
kind of like the.
Yeah, it's
I've
like
had
black
those
and
before.
red. They come in like cups or in like little packets. Yeah, those are so good, man.
They had
I
them. They
think
had them.
so. I've seen them in Walmart.
Yeah, they're super good. So like, and Korean, I really like spicy food, so I guess that's why I like Korean ramen the most.
I feel it.
Yeah,
That pretty much makes sense.
but yeah, that was like
But
I don't know what 2015 I want to say. I was just like I started making music because I was a DJ first. Um, so I was just DJing, but
yeah,
like when you're DJing, you don't really need like a name because you could really change your name or whatever whenever. No one really cares what your name is. But
yeah,
after I was like, man, I got to start producing because I know like you're not gonna get anywhere just being a DJ, you know. So I was like, I got to start making music. So I started making music, but then I was like, all right, well now I have to release it, and that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna need a name now. And Ramen Boy just stuck. Like everyone thought it was a good name. Even now, like people think it's a good name. So I guess I just got lucky.
I mean, it is. I mean, it's a unique name in a way because I've never heard any type of artist with that name, and just behind the whole, I would say it gives off the whole anime vibes that you've been giving out for like the 2 years
Yeah,
that I've known you.
yeah. That's kind of like what I was going for. Really, just trying to get like an aesthetic. Not really like I wasn't going for like a specific aesthetic like anime or whatever. I was just kind of like trying to make the aesthetic like what I am or like myself, like just kind of everything that I do, everything that. So like I know you followed me for like 2 years, so you've been through like all those
Yeah,
parts of like where I was like into anime or like I picked up different hobbies. Like I really do just share everything on my profile, so I always just be
yeah,
myself
yeah.
really.
And it was pretty fascinating, bro. Because I remember seeing you at a convention called Anime Impulse, and believe it or not, we didn't know, me and Nathan, we didn't know the whole schedule, what was going on, and we were tired. And this was like our first like big convention that
Right.
we ever attended. And so coming all the way from like Texas, El Paso, like it was pretty astonishing just to see like a live DJ set. And it kind of sucked that they had you performing earlier because, in my opinion, I felt like you would have done a better job, and I hate to say it, than Jenna,
Oh yeah.
in the
Right.
night show.
Yeah, I think I appreciate that, dude.
And that was
Thank
pretty,
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
because she yeah, she did show up like a little show and everything, but like music wise, I wanted to give it to you because just the whole aesthetic feeling that it had behind it.
Yeah, I appreciate that, dude. Thank you. That was a really fun like set to play. That was actually one of my first conventions too, because like I've always been like interested in anime or anime expo stuff like that, but I was never like free to go whenever it happened. Um, so this one was, I think, what was that, in January? Was it? I want to say January.
Yeah, it's always in January. Yeah, it's always in
Yeah, so
January.
I was free finally because it wasn't in July. So I was. They asked me to play. One of the organizers or one of like the helpers. I think he's an event organizer. His name's Randy.
Yeah.
He asked me. He was like, "Yo, we're gonna have this thing. Like, would you be down to play?" And I was like, "Yeah, like, let me know." But it was kind of just a DM at that point. And then I kind of like, was like whatever, because it's a lot of people ask me to do stuff on DM, but like that
That's
doesn't
true.
count
That's true.
as like an official thing. But he started like emailing me
Yeah.
when it got closer, and we set up stuff, and I was able to come through. It was really fun, dude. Like honestly, I was able to get my friends in since I was playing. I was able to get like all my homies passes. Um,
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that all your homies were jamming out right there in the
yeah,
front, and then your girl too. It was pretty hype to have like your homies there for your like
yeah.
first anime convention, pretty much
Yeah, they were
performance.
all really hyped too, like, cause like they're all pretty big anime fans, and I can't speak for them. I don't know if it was their first con. I don't think it was, but like they really like seeing all that stuff. Honestly, it was a really good setup. Like the whole artist alley thing was really cool. The food trucks, man, the food truck was really good, man. Like I remember having some good
Oh yeah, bro.
yakisoba
It's been great.
there.
It's been great, dude.
But
Honestly,
yeah,
because I remember the first time I got there at the convention, like we got in through the wrong entrance where they were having the Asian American Expo or
oh
something
right,
like
right,
that.
yeah,
Because there's like three conventions in
huh,
one, including Anime
yeah,
Impulse. And so we ended up getting lost, and we ended up finding a food court. And I was like, dang, this is like nice. I tried like squid, like spicy squid and everything. And so it was like a very
yeah. It
unique
was super
like
dope.
way. And then
Yeah,
honestly, it
I
was.
was talking to Randy again. I did play for them again. I played anime, or not Anime Impulse, Insanime, which
It's
yeah, that
anime.
was like a Halloween themed type cosplay like party. That was super dope too, man. I really I always tell my friends and like even other artists I talk to that playing sets for like the anime like community or anime audience, man, is like super fun because they're not really like afraid to like dance, or they're not like shy to do this. Like you saw at Anime Impulse there was like dance
Oh
circles,
yeah,
stuff
for
like that.
sure, bro.
If like not saying that like on my shows that I play, like um I don't know how do you say, like
At different
just like
venues.
normal shows or whatever, like those are hype too, but like
Yeah.
really people are kind of just there to like, I don't know, listen to music or drink, or not many people dance. So it was a different vibe, definitely playing Anime Impulse. It was really fun. And in Anime too, man, that was super fun. In Anime, I decided to,
That's the one.
yeah, that one was
And I
cool.
saw you cosplayed,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, that was my first time, man. I never thought that I would like cosplay or anything, but I was like, man, like it'd be dope because I know a lot of people cosplay from Anime Impulse. There was so many
Yeah.
people cosplaying, so I was like,
And you pulled it off. And you
yeah,
pulled it off.
I had to do Krillin because I go bald by choice, so I was like, man, I got to. I would shave my
Honestly, I
head,
saw that.
so I just
That was really hype, bro. That was
yeah,
really hype.
thank you. Yeah, dude, I like looked up videos. It was like a 2 week process making that chest piece, man. It's crazy, but it was
I
fun,
wouldn't
man.
doubt it.
It was worth it. It was fun.
And was that the only convention you've performed at so far?
Yeah. So Anime Impulse and Anime. I was gonna play Anime Impulse again, um, but I guess they like because Randy, he's the event organizer, but he was in charge of the like music section or whatever. Like the sets and all that, the stage setup,
Yeah.
whatever. He was gonna like get me back. He was like, yeah, what like anytime like I could get you back, I'm gonna hit you up, whatever. But I guess they like switched off, and there's another dude doing the like music like venue setup thing. And I guess he wanted like different people. I don't know exactly who he got. I didn't check or anything. But
It wasn't that well in my opinion.
oh
There
really?
wasn't a huge crowd for it when they had the concerts this year.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you.
Like there was nobody. Yeah, there was like a little night concert, but it wasn't as big as it was last year.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think I think that like at a convention like that, it's a little difficult, you know, because not everyone's going to like listen to music.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure.
especially when it's like hot or you know like they're carrying a bunch of stuff that they bought. But I think that in Sanime for music at least was very good, because you know that's like dedicated to the music. You know, like
And
you're there to listen to the set.
have they reached out for you to perform this summer? Because I know they announced they're having it this summer, or did they already delay that?
Honestly, I don't know. I haven't heard from them though. If anything, like again, that my homie Randy will hit me up. But I mean, I'd be down. I'm always down to play for them. They're really good people, man.
They really are, and my group when I went as my club, we volunteered like the last this year, and they were very well, like pretty much organized with us in a way where they were very communicative and everything. I believe I've read Mandy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was Randy, but I know I met somebody that was in charge of like the whole Nintendo Switch tournaments and everything.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think that was
Yeah,
Randy.
because I lent in my Switch for the whole tournament, and it was very like pretty chill. Um, I trusted him with the Switch because like I'm not gonna be like over here like overprotective. I was able to enjoy the convention and everything. I didn't go and be like, hey, are you guys playing with my Switch right now? But Randy was a really
Yeah.
really chill guy, and he I didn't
Yeah,
I
he's
didn't I
really
didn't
dope,
have the
dude.
DLC for the Smash, and he actually sent me like a few bucks to get it, and then
Oh,
when
that's
the
dope.
time
That's
came,
super dope.
I was trying to buy it because when I saw how much the DLC was, it wasn't $10. It was like 15, 20 or somewhere on there.
Mhm.
And so I had to wait till my payday. And as soon as I got paid, I was already on the trip. But there was like no internet at the hotel. I couldn't go to any other place that had internet. That like, and so I wasn't able to get the DLC. So it kind of sucked. But overall,
Yeah, I feel you.
the whole anime
He,
impulse crew is very very chill.
yeah. After playing Anime Impulse last year, I kind of like aimed a little higher. Not saying that they're not you know like a big convention or anything, but I was like, all right, like if I play this, I'm gonna try to play Anime Expo. But
Yeah, I
so
remember
like I
that.
applied, because I yeah, I didn't know that you were supposed to apply at first. I thought because I had a good amount of like friends that have played it, and I even had this one friend that would play it like literally every year. Like he was always playing it. So I hit him up and I was like, "Yo, so how do you like how are you playing every year?" And he was like, "Oh, you have to apply." So I like found the application or whatever. They asked for like videos of other shows that I played. I sent them some from like Insanime and from Anime Impulse, and like we were pretty good like talking to set stuff up. But I think this whole like COVID thing
Yeah,
kind of messed that
most
up.
definitely.
Mhm.
So I don't know like what'll happen there or whatever. But
Because I
I
know
mean we'll see.
they canceled Expo this year, and they already told all the like people who bought tickets like if you want them to roll over for the next year, you can roll them over or get your refund, blah blah blah. But they are doing something really nice. They are doing an Anime Expo light, so they're gonna be live streaming pretty much a lot of stuff. And the good thing is that they've already live streamed many of the panels that they've done there at Anime Expo, so they already know how to live stream pretty much everything on the thing. So they're gonna be doing a 2 day
Yeah.
expo, free for everybody to see and live stream and everything.
Oh, that's gonna be dope.
Honestly,
Yeah,
it
that'll be
is.
sick. Yeah, the last Anime Expo, the one where I met you again at, or like we hung out
Yeah.
at, that was my first Anime Expo, and it was super dope, man. I
Honestly,
really
it
had a
was
good
really
time.
dope. It was
I
really
liked all
dope.
the stuff there.
Um,
Yeah, I told my friends I was like, I'm gonna come
That's
like
that's that's
every
that's
year now. Like
that
anytime I
was my
could come,
whole
I'm definitely
concept
gonna
too.
pull up.
Because Anime Expo and Anime Impulse are the only conventions I'm planning on going like every year because those are the ones I've had the most fun in. But because of COVID and everything, I
Yeah,
couldn't go to Expo this year. So I'm already like rescheduling all the plans for next year.
yeah, man, it's crazy. This
It
virus
it
stuff
really
really
it really
affected
did.
everything, dude. But hopefully next year, no
Yeah,
problems,
hopefully
no
all
nothing.
the health issues and everything's already pretty much solved. And
Yeah,
so I wanted to ask another thing because I've seen from your posts, I did a little search on your Instagram, and I saw you've traveled to Hawaii and Japan. Is that correct? And how were those
yeah, I
experiences?
have.
Because I know Hawaii is like a whole different pretty much thing than the United States in a way, and as well as Japan.
Yeah, Hawaii was really nice. I went in high school. I went with my family. It was super nice to just see like the beaches. Honestly, like it's so different there, man. Like the whole island life thing is really super nice. The beaches are nice, the food there, all the people, especially, man. Everyone's so nice in Hawaii, and it's just different. Like I really like experiencing different things like that, like different cultures. Whether it's literally just like the drive on the freeway or the food that they eat, stuff like that. Hawaii was really fun. It's more like a relaxed type, like beautiful place to relax or
Like you don't have to
take a
worry about
vacation.
anything.
I really liked it. I haven't gone back. I haven't gone back since, but I would
That's
love
true.
to,
That's true.
honestly. But yeah. So that was Hawaii and Japan. I went like it was sort of like a graduation present. When I graduated high school, it was like I think June of 2016 or July. Literally, I graduated, and I think the
Oh,
next day I
dang.
was on a flight to like Japan. I remember because I was
God
I was
dang.
kind of like yeah, I was bummed out, like sort of. I was happy I was going to Japan, like I always wanted to go, but I was sort of bummed that I was like missing all these graduation parties. Honestly, now looking back, it's like who the fuck
Like
cares, really?
you
Like
went to Japan.
who
That's all
cares?
that
But
matters.
Yeah, you're just
yeah,
like, I could either be getting lit or I could be in
Or you can
Japan.
be getting lit
yeah,
in Japan.
yeah. So
Oh, you're right.
yeah, those were my thoughts on the time. Like I was like, man, I'm kind of bummed that I can't go or whatever. But Japan was super dope. I
Oh,
actually
snap.
have family friends there that I stayed with
That's pretty
for
good.
like a week. I stayed in their house, and they live in I can't remember the name,
Nagoya.
but I want to say it was Nagoya. But like, yeah, I might be getting it wrong, but honestly, I don't remember the name off top. But it was like this nice area. It was really like just fields where they lived, and I got there. The like really enjoyed seeing like the city and all that. But then I really like what took me by surprise is I liked seeing the area where they lived, which was like just like rice fields, all
It
kinds
was
of
like a
fields where
more
they're just growing
traditional type
stuff.
Japanese
They kind
lifestyle.
of lived, yeah, yeah, and like where they lived, it was so like not saying that they didn't have neighbors, but like their neighbors were like a couple, like maybe like down the street. It wasn't like I don't know how housing is in Texas or wherever you guys are at, but I know the housing here in California, like we have neighbors literally like
Oh yeah,
right next to us. Like our houses are
thinking
nearly
about it.
touching type thing. But over there in Japan, it was like you had like a good amount of land that was not occupied and stuff like that. So it was really nice. I got to see like a lot of the like even suburb type areas, which was
That's
super
pretty
dope.
chill, man. That's pretty chill.
Um, and then yeah, so I stayed with them, and then we stayed like a couple days in Tokyo, like downtown. We like rented a hotel, like had plans every day. Um, I was able to see a lot of stuff. Honestly, it was really nice. I really enjoyed it. I went to actually that trip. I went to Japan for 1 week, and then I went to Seoul,
Oh snap!
in Korea.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, yeah. So I have like an uncle over there. He's like in the military, and they like he's like a general or something like that, but he kind of like had to be there for like half a year, I want to say, um, kind of like advising or whatever. So what they did for him is they like bought him an apartment, like super fancy apartment right next to like the main street in Seoul. I forget the name of that, but they, like he literally lived right next to basically like the center of
Everything was
Seoul, where
popping.
like everything like kind of like very packed. Yeah, and I stayed there, stayed with him, went out, like experienced all that. It was really nice, honestly, man. Like
I wouldn't
I've
doubt it,
been
bro.
dying to go
But
back ever since to
how'd you
Seoul,
feel
to
about
Korea,
the
and to
flight?
Japan. Yeah, it was honestly it was like long, but I at
Uh-huh.
that time I wasn't really watching a lot of movies, so I like was able to catch up on a lot of movies on that flight. It was like I want to
Yeah, they're like
say like
from what I
14 or
see,
Yeah,
more
from what
you
I've seen,
hours.
can't
they're like
sleep on
16
those, or
hours or
you're
something.
done.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so I was just watching movies. I'm not too big on sleeping on the plane. I was just watching the movie, and like when I got tired, I did sleep, but I think maybe I slept what like 4 hours, not too much. I watched like just random movies, man. I hadn't seen. I think I saw Marley
Are
and
you
Me on
serious?
that plane.
You
I
never
never seen
saw
Marley
Marley
and
and Me
Me, so I was like,
until
I'm gonna
that trip?
watch it. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I wasn't big on movies. I'm telling you, like, I there was movies I wanted to see, but I just couldn't get myself to go to the theaters. Like, I don't know. Now I do definitely because I
That's
really
good.
like watching movies now. But at that time, I was just really like,
That's true.
I'll
Save
just
some
watch it
money.
when
You
like
don't have to
it goes
go
on
out.
TV or something.
Feel it.
Yeah, it was really dope, man. Japan, actually, um, when I went to Japan, I was like just starting out music, but like obviously, I didn't have a big following yet or anything like that. But now what's funny enough is a lot of my following is actually based in Japan. There's a
Yo,
lot of
that's
people in
hype.
Japan that like the type of music that I make, the genre. Yeah, the genre of music that I make, which is like club music, like Jersey Club, Philadelphia, Philly Club, Baltimore Club, all that. They really like that in Japan. So like I have a good amount of like supporters over there, friends even, people I talk to.
That's pretty
So
hype,
yeah, man,
honestly.
I'm definitely gonna try to go back soon.
And
Um,
then
play some shows
during
over
that
there,
time, you were also a
kind of like come full
photographer, kind
circle.
of, correct? Because I know you from all your photos you've taken on Instagram, they've all been
Yeah, yeah.
very, how do I say, like either aesthetically pleasing or well captured photos.
Thank you, man. Yeah, honestly, I pick up a lot of hobbies, and at that time, my hobby was photography. I still like taking photos, but I don't bring the whole setup. Like those pictures were taken like on a Nikon camera.
Yeah.
I always had like a camera bag or something. But honestly, now I just use my iPhone. I have an iPhone, and it takes pretty good pictures. Like I would say the same quality of pictures of those.
Oh well,
It's always different.
most
You're always gonna get
definitely.
a different looking picture
Yeah.
if you take it with a legit camera. But like now, it's like I'm not gonna carry this big camera. I'm just gonna have my phone ready. But yeah, I do like taking pictures. That's kind of one of those hobbies that I would love to get back to, but I don't know. Back then, it was just different. Like, I like going out, taking pictures. I would like actually go out to take pictures. Like make plans to go to this spot to take pictures. I don't know. It's a little different now. I guess maybe because back then my main focus wasn't really music. I was just like trying things out, seeing what I like. But now that I like, my main focus is music. I guess I kind of put that on the side. But yeah, I definitely should pick it up again. I always look back and I see some of those pictures from Japan, and I'm like, yeah, dude, these are actually pretty good.
That's good. Oh, I feel like that's pretty humbling, though. Like seeing all of Japan and all the different types of culture that it has inside of it.
Yeah, it was honestly like a trip. It was really cool. Like one of the things I guess that you experience is like the culture shock. Like just because one of the examples that I always give it, like when people ask me, is for example, over there when I was staying with my family friends, one of the things that they would do, like just normally, is um, they wouldn't lock their doors when they left, like to their house. like they would just close the door, and I remember I was like, "Oh, you're not gonna like lock the door?" And they were like, "No, there's no need to." And I was just like, "Oh, like that's fucking crazy, actually. Like that's insane."
You just
Because like even being safe, like lock the door, but they had like so much faith that like nothing would happen that they didn't even lock it. I thought that was
yeah, I
crazy.
find that crazy.
Other than that, yeah. Other than that, like just things like how people get around. Like I was really interested in like I guess the like I don't know if they're weird, but like the small things. Like I would like to people watch and see like, oh, are these people coming from work? Are they like
Yeah,
going to
kind of
work?
getting an
One of the things I
understanding of
noticed
what's
is
going on.
yeah, like how life
Yeah.
works over there. I've always been interested in things like that. One of the things that I liked a lot too was like people like for example people here in California they go to work and they're like dread it and they can't wait to go home
Oh
kind
yeah,
of thing. But one of the things over there is like there was people getting off work and like straight from work just going out, meeting friends and drinking, things like
having a
that.
good time.
Yeah, I thought that was really dope. The nightlife there, man, is super nice. Everyone's just out walking. It was honestly like a really good
Oh,
experience.
I get you. Did you ever see any of the drift cars around there? Because I know the drift scene over there is pretty big as well.
Yeah, I did see like a car meet when we were like in the area of my family friends home. So like around I don't know if it was Nagoya, but I'll just
Oh,
say,
all right.
Nagoya. They have these like around the freeway exits. So the freeways there are like it's not like, oh, here's an exit and there's a city. It's like, oh, the exit isn't like the exit is sort of far. So what they do is they have these like truck stops, but they're not truck stops. They're just kind of like rest area type things, where it's kind of like I would even like describe it as like a little center or like
Yeah.
plaza. They have bathrooms, they have vendors, they had like fresh food, and a bunch of parking spaces. So that's where I saw like some of the drift scene. There was people with like having a car meet there actually
Oh,
when we
damn.
went. Yeah, so I was able to see some of that, and then it was really nice. But honestly, I didn't see too
Just a
much,
little bit.
so I can't really speak on it. Yeah, just a little bit. I don't even remember like too much of like if it was like the car scene here or whatever. I've been to some car meets here. I definitely think that the cars over there are
Oh yeah,
nicer at
for
least.
sure.
But yeah, I wish I could see more. Honestly, it wasn't in the city, like how
Yeah,
you would
it's
think
more
it'd
in
be.
the outer area,
It
right?
was more in like the outskirts. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. And then I was gonna ask you, my friend did a bit of DJing back in the day, and he always told me that Pioneer was the like the top go-to brand. Is that the same thing for you, or is there different varieties out there?
Yeah, I would say so. So like basically there's a bunch of different like brands that you could use for DJing, whether it's like the turntable itself or headphones, stuff like that. I mean, for headphones there's other like
Yeah.
leading brands, but when it comes to DJing software or like hardware, I would say Pioneer, and it's been that way just because they have the CDJs, which are like how like most old school DJs use not turntable like vinyl. These like CDJs are basically they're like the tech version of that. So instead of having the vinyl and like having the song on the vinyl, you have the song on like, a
Yeah.
USB or something, or like even a CD, and you put it into the hardware, and then it just kind of acts like a
All
vinyl.
right.
So it's much more like accessible, especially what they call it in like the music industry or whatever is they call it club standard. Like if you're gonna play a club, the club standard, like for them, they have to have
Oh,
CDJs.
okay.
If they don't have CDJs, it's kind of like they don't really know what they're doing type thing.
Alrighty.
Cause yeah, so that's how it is. But I mean, honestly, there's another brand. I think I don't remember the name off top, but I know there's another brand. I think from like the Netherlands doing basically like their version of the CDJ, and they're like making improvements. I've heard they're really good, but I've never
All
used
right.
them. Uh, Yeah, I would say Pioneer is like the Apple.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
how
like the
Apple is.
top of the top.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Go ahead and just I don't know if we can move on to another topic or if you still have any more information on what you were saying.
He just finished talking about what they were doing with that are like CDCs in Switzerland, and he hasn't tried them yet, but he heard good things about them.
Yeah, the CDJs, yeah.
CDJs,
Okay. That's crazy, man. So you said you've been DJing since what, 2015, 2016?
I started DJing when I was basically like I got this program from the Apple Store called DJ. It's spelled DJAY, and it was like $50 at the time. It was kind of like this software just for like Mac computers, and I was just like interested in it, so I like got it. I asked for it for my birthday, and I got it, and like since then I was just kind of messing around with it, like looking at the features of it, um, and through that software I taught myself how to DJ. So like really, I actually taught myself how to DJ using like a mouse and keyboard, not even like actual hardware.
So you
But
self-taught yourself since what? Since you were 12?
since I was 12, yeah, I'm 22 now, so that's
crazy.
10
10
years
years.
ago. 10 years ago, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's been a
I think
minute.
10 years? I don't know what I was doing 10 years ago.
Working.
Yeah.
Probably, I
years
wouldn't
ago.
doubt it.
Grinding at school.
No,
But
but
yeah.
that's crazy, man. That you pretty much self-taught yourself since the age of 12.
Yeah, I honestly like. I just kind of like again. It was like one of those hobbies that I just picked up and kind of wanted to learn like all about. I would like listen to. Well, it was mainly because of the music I listened to. Because actually, before I like picked up EDM, I listened to like death metal, like straight up like hardcore stuff.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, so like
It's
I
not a
used to
phase,
listen-
Mom.
Yeah, I still have love for it, honestly, but like I don't follow it like I used to. But yeah, man, death metal. It was really good, actually.
It is. It is very good.
Yeah, so I picked
Kelly's still in his phase.
I mean,
for some people, it's not a phase, man.
I mean,
True to lifestyle, bro.
once you
Yeah.
get into like a different age, and then you get into different mindsets, you listen to like new music. Like I didn't listen to rap before. I used to just listen to like metal and all that.
Yeah. So I don't even know. Like, it's such a weird jump. Not weird, but like such a drastic change. You go from death metal to EDM.
You
Yeah.
go from people screaming to just hearing beats.
Yeah. So like honestly, I just kind of like picked up on really just listening to like the EDC streams, and back then it wasn't so accessible like now. Like there wasn't a Twitch stream, to like look at EDC or like listen to EDC sets. You had to like the way that you would listen is like if the DJ decided to post it on SoundCloud, which most DJs didn't. Some DJs did, but the other way to listen to sets from EDC was like if you had I don't know if you guys know what Sirius XM is, like that radio
Yeah,
type thing.
I did.
Yeah, so they would like live stream some of the sets on there. So I remember like being 12, 13, like literally going into like my mom's car and like trying to like listen to EDC sets at like 8 p.m. and shit like that.
Just chilling in your mom's car late at night,
Yeah,
Gotta catch the vibes.
Of
had to,
course.
dude. That was really the only way to catch DJ sets.
You had to do what you had to do.
Yeah, the music was accessible, but I was like, I want to hear like what it's like to like, see these DJs live and stuff.
Yeah.
That's
So, yeah.
crazy. So then, who was your like first favorite like DJ type artist?
So back then the music was like it was actually like EDM was mainly just a bunch of Dutch dudes like from the Netherlands, stuff like that, making music. So if I had to say like one of my first ones, I had like a good amount because when you're like listening to this music, there's a variety of artists dropping like hot stuff,
Oh yeah.
But one of the ones that was like consistent with like just dropping fire all the time was this dude named Afrojack. I'm sure you guys know him now.
Afrojack,
He's
yeah.
like huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's huge now, but like back then, I mean, he was big then too. But yeah, I really like listening to his stuff. Afrojack was like one of the most consistent ones, just dropping good stuff.
That's crazy. And then
Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks, yes.
Cinnamon.
you're just wanting to get the cereal every time, remembering him.
Drop that milk.
Thought about the Reese's
Yeah.
Puffs.
that song though, bro. That song was fire. The
No.
Reese's Puff song.
Honestly, facts. And so, when do you still have like your first song that you ever produced or anything still like available for everybody to hear, or is it like something like you've like hidden away?
I have it, but it's not available anymore now. Cause so basically, when I started producing, it was kind of just like I was trying to like copy, you know, like stuff I've heard. So this song, like, I still have it, and it used to be out until like maybe like last year. I decided to take it down just because I was like, I don't know, you know how it is, like a little embarrassing, and I don't know. I just didn't want to keep it out there. But yeah, I still have it. It was actually a song called Chaos.
Chaos. Well, I mean, it's
Yeah.
a good way to show everybody how you've pretty much developed and changed pretty much ever since your first song that you've ever like produced and everything. I'm pretty sure that's like a little life lesson you could probably start telling people, like, this is how you sounded when you first started, and the more amount of practice that you put in and the more amount of passion you put into that work, like, it's gonna come out even way better.
Yeah, I thought about that too, but like I kind of was just like, I'll leave the old stuff that I have now. I'll just leave that up. But like this song, I don't know. I felt like it was too embarrassing.
Too embarrassing.
It like wasn't good, but yeah. There's actually a song that comes to mind I made called Drop, like back then. It was like not the type of music I make now. It was kind of like a rap type beat.
Oh, okay.
I might put that out on like a side, like on my second account or something.
Oh yeah,
just
because
for,
I know
like,
you got
nostalgia.
was it the ramen noodle shop, or what's your?
Yeah, Ramen Boy's Noodle
Yeah,
Shop.
Ramen Boy's
my
Noodle
second
Shop.
account. Yeah, I put up like just like things I make super quick or like mixes.
That
I might drop that.
That's
on
a
there.
hype little, like, if you were to turn it into a label, you know what I mean, like the noodle shop or something like that.
Yeah. So basically, the plan with that, like name type thing. So it was just like I made it the name for my second SoundCloud because a lot of people have a second SoundCloud to like I said, put up mixes or I put up like remixes on there that might get copyrighted. You know, that might get taken down.
Yeah.
So it doesn't count as a strike on my main account.
True. It's like a Smurf
so,
account.
Yeah, basically a Smurf account in like gaming terms. So I made it that, but actually just recently I've been switching because like with music, I make a lot of remixes, but I do have some originals out there. Like just recently, the past couple weeks, maybe month, I've been working on getting the originals on Apple Music and Spotify.
Yeah.
So I have one of my original tracks on there. I actually have one dropping at midnight tonight.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, June 1st. I don't know when this will come out.
So for everybody that's gonna listen into this podcast, make sure you hit up Ramen Boy and check out a new song that he's gonna be dropping, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be heat since it's original.
Yeah. So thank you.
Straight vibes.
But yeah, so
Vibes.
the plan with that Ramen Boy's Noodle Shop thing was to what DJs do in like the music industry is they do this like monthly playlist or weekly playlist of just tracks that they like, and they kind of just share it and like, oh, here's like what I'm listening to type thing. I'm gonna do that, but I'm just gonna name it like Ramen Boy's Noodle Shop.
Well, okay.
And it'll just be like my Spotify playlist, you know, what I listen to, like new music from DJs I like, stuff like that.
That's pretty dope. Just giving acknowledgement to like some artists that you feel like need the more like attention in a way, and just because of their work is speaking for themselves.
Yeah, that's basically the idea. That should be coming out like June, like mid-June probably.
Ooh, okay. Well, it's like June tomorrow, no?
Yeah.
I just realized it. Honestly,
I scratch my head sometimes, man.
Honestly, this year has gone by fast, in a way.
Yeah, so quick.
Yes,
so quick.
And it's crazy, just because of the whole COVID-19
epidemic.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's a big mess.
And so, during your whole career, is there like one artist that you want to work with particular, like either somebody famous or somebody like that you know close, but you haven't gotten a chance to work with?
I would say so, but it wouldn't. It's not like in the genre of music I make. I would really like to work with like, like I could name two because I mean, there's one like overall that I think I want to say like, if you're a producer, anyone wants to work with him, but like I'd like to work with Pharrell on something.
Oh, yeah.
True.
I don't know if you guys like
Wow.
listen to like rap or like old rap like that, but he used to make like fire stuff, and
Yeah.
even now he still produces some really good stuff.
That
But like,
bounce.
yeah, his whole era with the Teriyaki Boys and stuff like that, like making stuff with them.
And then also his
I
shoe
really
brand
like that
too
stuff.
was like really nice.
Yeah, so I think Pharrell, in terms of like overall music, I would like to work with him.
That's understandable.
In terms of EDM, I think like Skrillex, man. That's like, again, he's like the Pharrell of EDM.
Oh yeah.
Sonny Moore, our
Yeah.
boy Sonny Moore.
From
Dude,
first to
I
last,
think
Sonny
I
Moore,
think
yeah.
Yes, sir.
I think Skrillex is like the only DJ I've ever heard like before, like other than you and Jenna. Like
Oh,
like
really?
Skrillex was the only one I knew and the only one I would listen to because like I knew his songs because he was like kind of like mainstream in a way. But like I never knew
Yeah.
any other like I knew DJ Blend, but I don't know where he was from. He was like this guy that had like a clown mask or
He
something.
was
Oh,
from
yeah.
California too.
He's
Yeah.
Hispanic, yeah.
Yeah.
He used to be big back in the day on
He
Facebook
was on
and all that.
Facebook with all them posts and everything, and that got me hyped.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Skrillex back then, though, he was making like dubstep. Now he really branched out. He makes like, I would say in general, like just bass music, because now it's not like necessarily dubstep, you know?
Oh yeah.
So
He makes all
would
kinds of
would you
stuff.
ever want to like headline for him or like perform on the same DJ set with him? Would that be like
I
a
think
goal?
that'd be dope. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I think I would say one of like the long-term goals for me would kind of just be like getting on his label Ausla.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I don't think I'll achieve it anytime soon, but like that's like the long term goal, you know.
That's the
like
hustle
once I
and
start,
grind.
yeah, put in work, get on Ausla,
Yes,
play
sir.
shows with them. I have the cool thing is I have like friends that like are on the label or like work
snap!
at the store, stuff like
That's
that.
pretty dope.
So I like to think that it's obtainable.
Oh, it is the way
Yeah,
it
it
seems
is.
like you'll be able to manage that, especially the way you've been honing your skill and the passion that you've been putting into. Because I know you. I think with one of the tracks that you did with was DJ Gaimo or I don't know how to say his name.
Yeah, I got him. DJ, I got
Yeah,
him.
Agaimo, like with the song that you guys put out or anything. It's like vibes, bro. It's like pure vibes.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I appreciate that. That honestly, that song. It was not supposed to be an original. So, that song came out on a compilation in Japan. They asked me to make a track, and they gave me a deadline, and I was like, yeah, like I'll have something done.
Oh, is that why the
I was-
descriptions and everything was like a different language and everything?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So they released it through their compilation. It's like it's a club over there. They were like dropping a compilation of music that they like from artists they like or artists that they booked in the past or are going to book. And they asked me to be a part of it, and I was like, yeah. They gave me a deadline. I was like, yeah, I'll have something for you. So I was originally gonna make a remix of just a Japanese like a hype. I asked the guy that asked me. I was like, what's like a big song in Japan right now? Like I'm gonna just remix that. And he told me, and I was just working on it. But like honestly, I slacked because I had schoolwork and this whole like virus stuff. I was pretty busy,
True.
so I didn't have time. And then like the week of the deadline, I started working on this remix, and I was not feeling it. Like I was coming up with something, but I didn't like it. So I was like, I'm not. I like even like went to bed, and I was like, dude, I'm not gonna drop this. Like I don't really like it. I'm like I don't know. I gotta do something. So like the next night, I started producing like something, just an idea I had. I want to say 12, and I worked on it till like literally 9 in the morning. and I was like, okay, like I have half of it done. It's sounding dope. It's like it's a good idea. Like this is what I'm gonna do. But I couldn't. I was tired as hell. I'm not gonna finish on my own. Plus, I was like, I had like a good amount of stuff on there. Like the first like minute and a half, or I don't know how much my part is, like minute and a half or whatever. But I was like, I need to get someone on this, like just because I'm tired and I can't do it.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of like people that I wanted to work with or have worked with in the past, and I thought of because me and Agaimo, we have stuff, we worked on stuff. It's just not released.
Yeah, because
So we have some
I know
remixes, like-
he plays like little teasers on his story and everything on like private
Oh,
and
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
I'm like, damn, bro, like you keeping all this locked?
Yeah. So me and him, we have one release collab. It was like on another pack that this DJ dropped. He asked us to be on it, and we dropped that one. It's called Aerosol Can. It's the Pharrell track. We made a club beat off that,
Okay.
and we have this one track. It's like an old R&B track called Like You. We remixed that. That one's in the vault though. It's like completely finished, but it's just not out. And I was like, man, like I almost felt like when you have stuff finished with someone, but it doesn't work out to like you dropping it. It's just kind of there. You kind of have like a sense of guilt, like, damn, dude, we worked on this and it sounds good. It's just not out, And I felt bad, like, so I was thinking of like, who should I get on this track? And he came to mind, and like it just so worked out. Honestly, it was like luck, like just dumb luck and like fate or whatever you want to call it. That this dude was awake for whatever reason at like 7 in the morning. I hit him up at like 7. I was like, yo, I'm working on this track. Do you want to get on it? I kind of baited him with it, honestly. I feel bad. I told him, I was like, yo, I got this track. It's fire. Like, I'm going to send it to you. Tell me what you think. I want to get you on it. And he was like, yo, this sounds super sick. Like, yeah, I want to get on it. Send me the stems. And I was like, all right, but there's like one catch. And he was like, yeah, what's up? And I was like, okay, well, let's do at like midnight tonight.
Oh, gosh.
And like surprisingly, dude, he was like, okay, like let's do it. And I was like, all right, like here's the plan. I got on Discord with him. I was working on the track. I was telling him like, here's the plan. I'm gonna work on it until like I'm done with like my half. I'm gonna stamp it out. I'm gonna send it to you, and then you just work on it. I'll probably wake up around like 6 or 7, and then I'll like fix it. Like finalize it, stuff like that. And he was like, all right, sounds good. I wake up and he had something ready, and then just happened like that. So really, yeah, we finished the track in like 24 hours less.
It's like
really
a
worked
last minute essay due for like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except it was good. Yeah, the essay wasn't good, but...
where you're just crying and snot's going down your nose. You're like, I don't know what to do.
You're just contemplating about
Yeah,
life.
man.
Like, should I even be going to school?
Why am I here?
Yeah, man, I'm glad it worked out, and honestly, I didn't think that I would like come out with another original, because like if you write music and stuff, that writing originals is hella hard. Like as opposed to if you're remixing something, you have something to go off of.
That's true.
But if you're doing something original, it's like straight. That's all you.
Right from
you
scratch.
don't have any starting point. Yeah, exactly. So when it worked out like that, I was even thinking like, damn, like. I don't have time to make an original, but I was just like, I ignored it and I was like, I'm just going to do it, see what happens. And that's like, luckily that came out. So yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty fire. I'm going to make sure these guys check out your original, because I'm pretty sure they checked out the rest, but I don't think they heard the original.
Oh yeah. That's actually the one that's dropping tonight at midnight.
Oh, that's the one tonight?
That's the one that's going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, cause this one was released on the label, on the compilation in Japan.
Yeah. Okay.
But like it, other than like me reposting it on SoundCloud, I can't really promote it too much. Like I can't really show it because it's not on my profile. Other than the repost. So I myself am putting it on like Apple Music, Spotify. It should be there at 9 PST. So was that like an hour?
What's PS2?
Or
Pacific
PS2,
Standard
Pacific
Time.
Standard
Oh.
Time.
Come on, bro.
I'm like, I don't have a PS2 with me right now.
Yo, what's this PST's talking about?
But yeah, dude, just trying to get my music on streaming platforms.
Oh no, bro.
To get a little more official.
I know how it is because right now, believe it or not, Nathan, he's actually an artist, a local artist here in El Paso, and for sure. And he's a rapper, and we're actually we're waiting for you to release your song on Spotify. Is it?
Yeah,
Spotify.
my first single. So like, I'm excited. So like, I like hearing like, how you create music and stuff. Cause like, I mean, I like EDM. I grew up on it, and just hearing you talk about it, like it's cool. You know, hearing another artist talk about their work.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm a local artist. I'm not that big. You know, I'm barely starting, but hopefully to have my first single on all platforms.
Dope,
so yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'll have Jaime send it to me, or hopefully, I don't know, I'll find you guys on Instagram.
For sure, I'll
for
sure. All of our profiles are on the Elevator Talk Instagram. Because we only follow those who were interviewing and the host and the co-host.
Yes, sir.
Which I just gave a little spoiler, which I'm gonna probably have to cut out.
All the people you didn't have on?
Oh, way to go, man. Well,
bro, you gotta cut that out, right?
I'm gonna have to unfollow them just for this podcast.
Just for the time being.
For sure. But that's crazy, man.
It's like how Nate was saying, man, it's something new. Like, you know, it's kind of crazy because for example, like I make music and release it on SoundCloud. That's kind of been how I do it.
Yeah.
And I would say like I had a good grasp on it, you know? Like I knew what I was doing. Like I know how to release stuff. I know how to promote it. But like releasing stuff on Spotify and Apple Music it's something different. Like I know someone that has already dropped stuff on there like consistently is probably like, it's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's so new when you get into it. Like it feels more official and like you can't mess up. Whereas like SoundCloud, it's like, I could delete a track whenever. Like uploading stuff to Apple Music, Spotify is kind of like, you know, you got to know what you're doing. You got to know, make sure that you want it to be like this. Like kind of, you have to be more perfect with it.
That I feel that honestly because with this podcast, as soon as I'm done editing, making sure it's all finalized, making sure it's all cut good and everything, all perfect. As soon as I publish it here on the Anchor app, sponsored, as soon as we push it on the Anchor app, the app itself pretty much puts your podcast on Spotify.
Yeah.
So
okay. So this is like a distribution platform.
Yeah, it's a distribution platform. But the thing that I found out is that you're not able to take control of that artist account just yet. Like you can control everything through the app, through Anchor app. And you can change the settings and everything from like the description and everything that you want from this app, but you aren't able to change it from like the artist app on Spotify.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a little different, yeah. Because I know, like for example, like with like me dropping music, I have a distribution service. I use DistroKid. They like get your stuff up on there, but there's like a separate application. So like. It's called Spotify for Artists and then Apple Music for Artists, where you could like change your image and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's actually something that Nathan's already like getting into, because with we did a whole merch and everything for his shirts, for like just to like get some money, just to get like purchase his own beat. And pretty much purchase the year-long DistroKid subscription so that he can pretty much publish his whole work on there too as well. So it's a process from what we know.
Yeah, it's a different beast, man.
Oh yeah,
especially the dude like Nate doing his merch. That's a whole other thing, you know. It's all like different, man. You got to be learning always. Yeah. It's not just being like an artist. You have to learn so many different things that they don't tell you about. It's not written in the handbook.
It's not.
Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah. No, I get you because it's more. It's almost like more than just being an artist. You're doing things from a marketing and a business standpoint, and something that like they don't teach you. Like your job as an artist is to like make the music, but they don't tell you. Oh, you have to. Know the business standpoint of music and the marketing of music and you have to realize that you have to push your own stuff. No one's gonna do it for you. You get me? So I think that's like the hardest part for an artist, especially coming up, to do.
Yeah, big time. I have like friends too that always have posted on Twitter saying like, oh, being an artist in 2020 means like being good at, marketing, being good at obviously producing, DJing, making memes. Like you have to be relevant.
Yeah, and you gotta be constant
Yeah.
with your whole social media presence as well, just to build that whole pretty much fan base in a way, and just interacting with the whole community in a way.
Yeah, that's something that I used to stress over early on is like, oh man, I gotta be tweeting. But I kind of more like laid back now, just cause like I don't know, I took the more like now. I'm not saying I wasn't like trying to be myself back then, but I kind of like just take comfort in the fact that like I'm just gonna like be myself, like whatever I tweet, like you follow me on Twitter, bro. You've seen like I tweet dumb shit. I tweet, like just serious shit, dumb shit, whatever comes to mind. But like,
can you hear me?
I think that's what.
Okay, it's because it was cutting off again on me. I don't know why.
Yeah,
my bad. No, it was
your AirPod, bro.
Yeah, we should have just joked with them and be like, nah, I can't
the earbuds. Because I was trying to find a certain tweet that I wanted to ask you about. So I know there was
sure.
you tweeted about Mark Wahlberg. And so tell me what happened.
I tweeted about Mark Wahlberg. So I don't even know. I listen to podcasts like on my drive. I listen to this comedian named Chris D'Elia. I listen to his podcast. I listen to YouTubers I like.
Bobby Lee
podcast, the H3 podcast. Yeah. So I think Chris D'Elia. I don't know. Maybe it was someone else, but basically they were talking about Mark Wahlberg. I want to say it was Chris D'Elia. He said they were talking about, and it was trending on Twitter too. Like he posted his daily routine or something on Instagram. Yeah. So I think Chris D'Elia was talking about it, and he was saying like this dude's insane. Like he wakes up at like 3 and goes to bed at like 6 or something. I don't remember it, but I just thought it was funny, and I made a tweet. Like honestly, I said, bro, I'm tweeting dumb shit all the time, and I said, I think you have the tweet, but I said something like, oh, Mark Wahlberg like eats breakfast at 3 a.m. and I'm still up fucking clapping.
Yeah. He was like, who the hell wakes up at 2:30 or something like that?
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck eats breakfast at 3 a.m.? That's what I said, something like that. And honestly, I just moved on. Like it is what it is. Like the tweet got some likes, because it was funny or whatever. It is what it is. And like, fast forward to what, like probably a month ago or something like that. Yeah, one of my friends sends me, like, just DMs me a video, and it's something about like Mark Wahlberg answering questions. And I remember I was like mid Warzone game, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why'd you send me this? So like, I waited till like after the game. I opened the video. I like watched it, and like lo and behold, like literally the first 10 seconds, he's like reading my tweets, and he's like, why the fuck would Mark Wahlberg eat breakfast at 3 a.m. or whatever I said? And he's like, I'm sure I could find. He's like replying to my tweet saying like, I'm sure I could find something about you that like.
Yeah, it was funny. That's
like
crazy.
I don't remember what he said, but dude, and I was just like, fuck, like, dude, I didn't think he'd see it, but I mean, it is what it is. Like, I don't think he was mad.
It was crazy because I know you posted on your story, and you're like, LMAO, Mark Wahlberg just like responded to my tweet or something like that. And I sent it to Nathan, and I was like, "Yo, bro, like check this out. Like, Ramen Boy's like the first like person to get like a tweet read out and everything." And so it was funny because I'm like, "Damn, But yeah, Mark Wahlberg's schedule is crazy.
Yeah, it's happened. Yeah, dude, and it's happened a couple of times before. Like, I'm telling you, I just tweet dumb shit. Like another instance of that was H3H3 was doing a video. They were doing this video answering questions that were like, oh, Twitter asked us questions or whatever. And just fucking around, like, first thing that came to mind, like, literally just messing around was like, oh, when is the H3H3 sex tape dropping? And like, my friend sends me a video, and he's like, dude, they fucking read your tweet. And I just, like, was laughing. And then I like, have a screenshot where they're just, like, reading the phone, and, like, my tweet is on the screen. And, like, their fucking face is funny. But, like, it was funny how he replied. He was like, I give it like a couple years before we're not relevant and we start dropping sex tapes. And it got trending. It like was trending on Reddit and shit.
Bro, that's crazy.
That shit was funny.
And are you still waiting for one single person to check out your tweets that you've been sending to her?
Oh yeah, I was like, wait,
why you
like,
gotta call him out like that, man?
I was like, wait a minute. Honestly, yeah, dude, Pokemon, bro.
Oh yeah,
it's more of a meme. Like I don't know if you'll believe me.
I hope it's not. I'll give you a high five for that one.
He's just gonna pop up on a YouTube video with Pokemons reading tweets.
It'd be very much obliged.
Did we lose him? He's still there, but I don't know if he...
Ooh, connection issues.
Who's making all that noise?
We're getting
No, it's not me.
I think it's Adrian. We're gonna have to cut that part out.
Wait, hello?
Oh, okay.
Oh shit, my fault, dude. Dude,
Hello?
the dude connected to something else, dude. I was like, wait, what happened?
That's
my
that speaker downstairs. You just have the
Yeah,
speaker
yeah.
downstairs.
No, it was
Yes.
actually my parents' car, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Good thing I caught it.
Oh,
But,
damn.
I don't know where I cut off, but basically I was just saying, like, I just tweet to tweet. Honestly, I don't tweet to like shoot my shot at her. It's more of just like it's more
It's
just
just a
like
whole meme.
yeah, if she replies, I'll probably like laugh if anything. But like yeah, I was saying she like replied to one of my Instagram comments, so like it's not
Did?
like I don't remember what I said. It was like
Oh.
again, it was probably something out of pocket, like oh like marry me or some. Oh no, I don't. I think I said like hey please text me back or something like that. And then she was like, okay, like on my way or something, and I was just laughing, you know, like it is what it is, but like I said, I just tweet to tweet, but the one downside is like all those dudes, the dudes on like Twitter, like I don't know, you know, this whole simp thing came up recently. That
Oh yeah.
so I'm just tweeting random shit, and then this dude's like saying, oh simp, you're simp and shit like that. I'm like, bro, chill.
You're like, hold up, what's this? What is
Yeah.
You
this?
should have been. You should have been popping champagne. Dog. You should be like, at least I
bro.
got
So
it.
like again, that's one of those things that like now everyone kind of like is like, oh yeah, that's the dude that likes Pokemon. But I don't mind it, honestly. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Dude, it's always something, bro. Everyone knows me from something like.
Oh yeah, from all your tweets, bro, from
Pokemon,
what
like,
I've seen.
Yeah, like oh, that's the dude that like roasted Mark Wahlberg or tweets Pokemon or like is blocked by Diplo or whatever it is.
You're gonna be trending like on. Have you seen Drama Alert?
Yeah, dude. Keemstar, drama.
You're gonna be trending on that. You know, having beef.
Let's get right into the
I'm gonna wake up to a
news.
tweet one day and see Keemstar saying he made the news.
Yeah.
First things, Ramen Boy and Pokemon. Oh, bro, that's crazy, bro. From all the tweets I've seen you like post, bro, it's like all been a trip, and especially from like another account that you have. I'm not even gonna say the name. I don't know if you want me to say it.
Oh yeah,
but from all your tweets, it's been pretty crazy for like the past 2 years from what I've been following.
yeah, bro. Yeah, you seen that other Twitter is a whole other thing, bro. I got like
that one's private for a reason.
Yeah, bro. I got another Twitter where I just like tweet like I don't know, just dumb shit or
It's
like
it's like KP's burner account. You have
yeah,
like a
bro.
pink phone on you or something.
Like yeah, dude. Like that Twitter's for like if I get sad or if I have some dumbass thoughts or like I don't know. You gotta ask me when we're not on here. It's not bad or anything. It's just
It's not.
it's just like other out of pocket shit. It's not like I'm like low key racist or low key whatever now. It's just some
Yeah,
just out of pocket.
No, you're just fighting
Yeah, bro.
his burner account. See who wins.
It's a kill death ratio.
Could just imagine tweeting 3 a.m. What the fuck is oatmeal?
Yeah, bro. Tweets on there, bro. Like the recent one, bro. The most recent one I think Jaime saw was I was watching. Yeah, I'll just say it on here, bro. Fuck it. I was watching. Fuck it, bro. I don't care.
This seems like a
I was
safe place,
watching fucking like adult videos, bro. You know how it is, and like
There was people holding hands.
yeah, yeah, bro. And
yes.
no, basically though, this
vigorously.
dude posted like he like posted a video and it was like he had like his fucking what like real name as the username or whatever, and I like was like, what the fuck? Like, if you actually used his real name, that's weird. So I like ended up looking him up on Instagram.
Has his social security on his bio.
Yeah, bro. I ended up looking him up on Instagram. This dude like is a legit guy, and like.
He's real.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but that like the dude. So the video was like obviously like he said like, oh, like me and my girlfriend, but I was like, okay, like your girlfriend's not on your Instagram page, and like turns out that like I don't know if it's true. I don't know. So like if this dude fucking somehow ever hears this shit, I don't know. But like it turns out that the fucking dude is like he was like fucking some girl or whatever that like had a boyfriend already. And I was like, damn, dude. I think Jaime saw my tweets that night. I was like, fuck, dude. I think. I dead ass just went on Pornhub and like caught some dude cheating on his fucking.
Oh, I remember that tweet. I remember that tweet.
I was like, all right, I'm gonna just take a break from fucking this shit now.
You're just like something worse. Stepsister and stepbro.
I was like, all right, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and watch YouTube.
It's like so they're actually lying to us this whole time.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is.
Man, that's crazy. Just with all the tweets.
Yeah, bro. Twitter's a fun platform, bro. I have a lot of friends and shit that take it too seriously, but like you just gotta treat it like it's not, you know, it's not that serious.
It's like I have an appointment to send a tweet.
Dude, you gotta.
Yeah,
they're just like, dude, you gotta stop recording things, man.
No, I think there was a moment when I tweeted, I was like, I think Riley Reid followed me on Snapchat. And then I was like, in my whole mind, I was like tripping out because I'm like, this can't be her. I'm like, first of all, why would she follow me? And so I sent a message to Nate. I'm like, bro, like, I don't know if this is legit. So I ended up like, you know, investigating to see what her actual Snapchat was. And I found out like the name that added me was like missing a letter or something from the original Snapchat. And I was like, oh, damn. I was like, damn it. I was like, damn, I've been sending the wrong money.
Dude, Jaime was like, bro, I've been sending big pics to a random person.
Now there's somewhere on the internet. We'll know.
Hey, bro, hey, man, I better not be on Pornhub and see you on Snapchat. Oh, God, bro.
On a compilation of dick pics.
Hold on.
I was like, wait a minute, I've seen that.
But yeah, man.
It's like, why is it not fitting on the screen?
That's another thing too. Is I used to like I follow like a lot of not even like how do you say, like I just follow like sex workers on my Twitter. You know what I mean?
I have a few
girls,
yeah,
like just girls with OnlyFans or whatever. But it's not like I'm like buying their shit or something. You know, I just follow them on Twitter or whatever. And it's not even like I follow a ton. It just so happens to be that I follow like some.
You're
And
just
there-
you're
it's
just
even
giving them
like
clout. You're giving them clout.
it's honestly
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
even
yeah.
like some
Exactly.
people that I know, like you know what I mean. So it's like I'm following people that I know, but they just happen to have like a OnlyFans or whatever. Yeah,
Of
and
fans.
I
Yeah.
would like their tweets or whatever. You know, if it came up on my
Timeline,
profile,
yeah.
and Twitter does this shit where it's like it shows you tweets, like I guess it shows people tweets like, and it says like, oh, Ramen Boy like this.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like
It
for
shows the tweets that you like and
Oh yeah.
everything.
yeah, so for a while I had dudes telling me like or DMing me like, yo, I see like, yo, why are you horny on main? Or like why are you liking these tweets? And I'm like, bro, honestly, like it's not a big deal. Like I don't really care. But like they were like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah. You
Yeah,
just
I
be
was
like, why
like, dude,
not?
who cares? Like I wasn't trying to hide it or anything. Like I don't care if fucking Twitter snitches on me.
Bro, and I know you change your not your Twitter username but your Twitter name a lot just because
Oh
like
yeah,
for
yeah.
like memeing, but like
Yeah, yeah, you
it's
know how it is.
yeah.
Again, like, I don't take it serious. So like, there was 1 month where I was like a part of FaZe. I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I'm in FaZe Clan. There was another one. I don't remember honestly. It's always like an iteration of something and then Ramen Boy. So like the FaZe one was like FaZe Ramen Boy. I don't remember what the other ones were.
People
Maybe
were
you
asking
do.
him to 1v1 him, you know.
Oh yeah, dude.
It's
Yeah, bro.
on
That's
Rust.
another thing too. Like whenever FaZe Bank tweets, like the other day he tweeted, and this was like my fourth time tweeting him this, but he was tweeting like saying like, "Oh, who should we like get on
Oh,
FaZe?"
I
And I was
think I
like,
saw
"Yo,"
that. Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah." I tweeted him. I was like, "I'm pretty nice at search, but like if you guys need a DJ, like let me know. I don't even want to get paid. Just give me a jersey or something." I was like, "Just give me the jersey so I can flex." Like it is what
Honestly.
it is.
But I know they don't have like
That's all you need.
they don't have. There's some people in the FaZe Clan that aren't gamers. Like what Sensei? I know he's a like a fighter. No.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's like a
Oh,
trainer.
He's a
okay.
trainer.
And then I
Yeah,
know who else.
I don't
And
follow
then
too much of it, so I don't really know.
I
I just know like Banks.
I used to be heavy into like FaZe Clan when it was like popping off. Like I was a whole FaZe Rain fan because he was like pretty much the only one that I liked from there and Apex. But I don't know, we kind of like drifted from that.
It's all
Yeah.
about the mystics. Huh?
Face up, dog. No,
Face
what's up?
up, that's right.
You
dude,
know,
Just picture Kelly
got
during
more
the FaZe
into.
Friend.
I always
I
liked
did.
FaZe. I always liked FaZe, but I got more into it when like that whole Tfue thing happened. I don't know if you saw.
Yeah, that was the best. But they
Yeah,
got Mercs
dude,
after
Nick
that. They
Merckx
got
is a
Nick
good
Mercs right
pickup.
after that.
Fuck Tfue, bro.
Yeah.
Hey Tfue, if you're listening to this
Exactly.
somehow, bro, fuck you, dog. No, I'm just kidding.
He's gonna listen. He's gonna
Exactly.
listen to this podcast,
right,
and then
he's
all of a
right.
sudden you just hear, other on what's it called, drama alert, beef with FaZe
Oh,
Ramen
I
Boy,
made the
and
news. Keemstar's gonna tweet me, bro. You made the news. No.
We bait
Yeah,
it,
bro.
boys.
I'm into the YouTube shit a lot, bro. I like the whole YouTube thing.
honestly,
Yeah,
it's
me
pretty
too.
hype. Have you ever thought about like doing like DJ sets and just like uploading them on YouTube?
I've thought about it, but like I don't have the setup for it. I have friends that do, but you know, I talk to them and I'm like, yo, like, what do you need for the setup? But it's expensive, man.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Everything's a
Just
bunch of
search on
money.
YouTube and be like $100 budget of you know how they
Yeah,
have
but
all those videos.
Even then, the thing is like I don't even have the like CDJs. Like I don't know the CDJs myself.
Oh,
You
that's
know?
true.
So like, because the CDJs,
Yeah.
if you're trying to get like the 2 decks and the mixer, that's gonna run you like 4,000 at least.
Just get on Wish.
So on Wish, yeah, the fake one.
On Wish. On the download, you
Yeah,
know,
Sponsored by
so-
low
Wish.
price.
I don't have CDJs. I have friends that do. So like, if I ever do, I have played some sets on like Instagram and stuff. So if I ever do like
Yeah.
play sets like that, I'll use my friends' CDJs or whatever.
That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope.
But yeah,
I know.
yeah, I would like to.
I know the song that got me more into you was at the convention when you were remixing the Ultra Instinct.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
That one was hype
Yeah, dude.
because like especially at like when that was like barely the hype with Dragon Ball Z with the Ultra Instinct, like it just like barely dropped or something like that.
Yeah.
And so, like, when you
Yeah.
remix that, I was like, oh, damn. Like, I was telling Nathan because we were just chilling there. And I was like, dude, he's remixing Ultra Instinct. He's like, what? And I was like, bro.
Huh?
Yeah, bro, that was fresh off the hype of, Goku going Ultra Instinct. Well, at least for the dub, because I know the sub I think had already came
Oh,
out.
yeah, the sub always comes
But
out
but
earlier.
Yeah.
but yeah, dude, I remember like watching the show and like obviously I was super hyped, but I remember that the track was like super cool. Like I like the horns and stuff, and I listened back to it like after I watched the show. And if you like make club music like I do or whatever, and it's like remix based, like that the mindset for that is kind of like, oh, you kind of like look for songs or that you like that don't have too much going on, so you could remix them and like take out the part. So for example, like in that track, the horns were like by
Yeah.
themselves, So it was like that's perfect to sample type thing. So that one just came like I was just like fuck it, like I'm just gonna do something quick, and yeah, it came out pretty dope, dude. It fit good on the
It
club.
did. It did, especially because, like, just hearing that, like, those horns, it was fresh off the hype. Like, on that, at the peak of Dragon Ball Super with the Power Tournament or whatever it was called. The Tournament of Power. I had it backwards. But it was pretty hype.
Yeah, dude, and I like enjoy making it just because like I really fuck with Dragon Ball, so I was like, yeah, I gotta make this. Like I think it'd be dope to, make something that relates to like a show that I really like. Because I fucking like Dragon Ball is
Your
like my
number
number
one all
one
time?
anime. Yeah, for
It's-
sure. There's other animes I really like, but like I mean, Dragon Ball has been going on for
Oh,
so
yeah.
long. Like Dragon Ball Z, Super, all that. It's all been so good.
I think you would hate me if
So
I
that's
said the
definitely my number
comment,
one.
but, like, nah, I'm not gonna say
Nah, go for it, bro.
Let's see if you're the host after this one. Go ahead.
On other news, no,
Elevator Talk loses host pretty quick.
first episode is host quits.
Episode number 2, he's
Nah,
out.
but in my opinion, Dragon Ball Z was overrated to me in a way, but it got me back when it had the Tournament of Power. Like that's what brought me back
Right.
into it because I'm not a huge Dragon Ball Z fan, but when I watched that Super, I only watched the tournament, and it was like pretty hype. So that's what like kind of got me
Yeah.
back in. So like you can ask Kelly, like what was it this morning when they did the whole update on the Dragon Ball Legends game for the 2-year anniversary?
Oh yeah.
we were
Oh, yeah,
playing
he left
Warzone,
us.
and I was like,
He left
"Yo,
us,
the
man.
update just updated." It's like, it just updated. Like, give me. This is my last game, and so I like hopped
Yeah.
off, and I was like on that like grinding for like till like 4 a.m. But like it's kind
Yeah,
of
I
like
feel you.
gotten better for me for Dragon Ball Z, but I'm still kind of like it's not in my tops. I would say as like top anime, but
Yeah.
it's still good anime.
Yeah, I just like it all. Like I think it's just preference really, because like for example, like I really like Dragon Ball, but I've never seen Naruto, and I don't really plan on it either.
Kelly got triggered.
My fault, bro. I'm sorry.
Nah, actually,
It's an
honestly, that's not even my first. That's not
it's
my
not
top
even
one,
like
though.
yeah, I know it's an unpopular opinion, but like I don't want to watch Naruto, bro. Or like Avatar right now is like a big hype because everyone's like watching it on Netflix, and maybe I'll get into it,
Yeah.
but I just don't have like I don't know, I don't really care. It just
No.
doesn't seem that
I
cool.
I completely get you on that. Like, for me, Naruto and I don't know if you heard of Sword Art Online. Those are like my number one. Like they're tied for number one because they have like deep meaning behind them. Like Naruto got me into anime, and Sword Art Online like pretty much brought me back into anime because there was like I think elementary all the way up through like sophomore year of high school. I wasn't watching any anime at all until like I hit on Netflix and I watched Sword Art. Got me into like getting back into anime. So I've been like a weeb or an otaku for like the last 5-6 years.
Yeah, I was really into anime like my freshman year of college. I was watching like freshman sophomore year. That was around like the time Dragon Ball Super was playing the dub. I was watching like kind of just anything that like looked good. I watched like Cowboy Bebop for the first time.
Oh,
Cowboy Bebop was
bro.
really
Yes.
good.
Yes.
I had already seen Death Note a long time
Did
ago,
you
but
ever
I
watch
really
the
liked
live
that.
action?
Um, yeah, I did, and it wasn't like I mean,
It's
see,
okay.
I kind of lenient when it comes to like bad movies because like people I feel like go into movies like they know it's gonna be bad, and then they just are like mad when it's bad. But it's like, okay, if you know it's a bad movie, then
It's like
lower your
y'all knew
expectations
like
and then
nothing
just
good was gonna come out from
yeah.
it.
Like if you knew it was gonna be a bad movie, then why didn't you just enjoy it for it being a bad movie? You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying it was a good movie, but like for what it was, it's
Yeah,
not bad.
for the U.S.
Yeah.
Live action adaptation of it, it was decent in a way, like the production and everything. But if like I know a
Mhm.
lot of people were mad because of like how they did the whole storyline and the characters, but in a way it's a whole different perspective because a United States company, I believe, did the live adaptation. And so obviously it's going to be way
Yeah,
completely different than the Japanese live adaptation.
yeah, exactly. And I mean that's what people don't get. Like I have a bunch of friends that say like, "Oh, Fast and the Furious, those movies are ass," or like Venom. They said Venom wasn't good because like I'm kind
Yeah.
of big into Marvel. They're like, "Oh, Venom wasn't good,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Bro, like I like the
True.
Fast and the Furious movies. Like I know they're ass, but I like them. You know what I mean?" And Venom, I don't know what's wrong with Venom.
Venom
Venom to
Venom
me
was
is
pretty
pretty
hype.
good. Honestly, yeah, I like Venom. But I
Yeah.
mean,
Dude, Tom Hardy
Tom
is
Hardy
like
yeah,
a
smacks
he's
great
dope.
actor
no matter
all
what.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Oh
that's
yeah.
so like I'm telling you, I'm big into Marvel. I watch like Marvel like leaks, rumors all the time on YouTube. And like I always wait like the one thing that community is always waiting for is like the Tom Hardy, Tom
Oh,
Holland
true.
crossover with Venom Spider
That
Man.
would
That's
be
gonna be
really
hype.
hype.
Oh yeah.
Nah, we got to see a
But
lot
yeah,
of
it is.
movies during our time working at the movie theater.
Oh yeah, that's right. You used to work at the. Do you still work there or?
Nah, I
Nope.
Oh,
quit.
None
I
of us
quit
do.
back in
Sadly.
What you mean? How you still
February.
work there? What you talk about?
You're in
No,
Midland,
you
chill
don't.
out. No, I worked
Not
there for
even
like
here
3 years. I think all of us worked at the movies. Yeah, all of us did. It was
Unfortunately.
Yeah, we
that's
did.
dope. Yeah.
honestly
Did you guys get to
Sadly.
see movies
Depressing.
like early?
no. Oh no. Well, in the beginning when I first started working there,
Uh,
they had like was it like a month period you couldn't watch it, or how was it, Adrian? Like back then, it was like a month-long waiting period that you couldn't watch the like a new hype movie that came out.
Yeah, it was at least like a month and a half ish.
It was like a month and a half.
Yeah.
Because I know
Oh
when
wow.
was it the Force Awakens or one of the Star Wars movies came out in December.
Those are like the big movies, like big, like Disney.
Yeah, all the big movies and everything.
But like all
And
the sucky movies, you could go in
Yeah.
like whenever you want, even if it
oh yeah,
came
for
out
sure.
like 2 days. But the big movies,
I know
yeah.
I snuck in to watch was it the Last Jedi or I forgot which one. It was like the 3 hour long Star Wars movie.
damn.
All of them.
All of them.
All of
No,
them.
but
That's crazy because I have some homies here actually that work at a movie theater and they get to see him early
must be
because I
nice.
remember like because one of my homies he's like one of those people that is like he kind of like will tease you about the movie or
Yeah.
something, you know. So like he watched Endgame
Ooh.
early, and I remember like
Oh,
the night, like I think he watched it the night before it came out. So like he saw it a day early. But like everyone, he was on
damn.
Twitter and he was like, "Yo, like you guys are not gonna like what
It's
happens
pretty.
in Endgame."
Did it like
And
spoil
everyone's
you
like,
and
"What the
everything?
fuck are you saying?" Like, no, he wouldn't spoil it,
He'll
but
hype
like,
it up.
he would just say like, "Yeah," he would
Yeah.
just like mislead you and stuff
He's
like
like,
that, you
yo,
know. And
Spider
I
Man,
remember,
becomes a zombie. And
yeah. So he saw it and he put on Twitter like that he saw it or whatever, and he just kept like threatening people to like, oh, like I'm gonna spoil it for you or whatever. But this one dude that like this one like dude that
reported
we
him.
follow, I remember. No, he I guess he like DM'd him. He DM'd him and asked him
Oh,
like whatever happens. And I guess he told him, and that guy was the one who was like, "Oh, Iron Man died."
Damn.
And everyone was like, "Yo,
Nah.
what the fuck?" Like everyone was mad. Well, I mean,
Nah,
that's
bro.
Twitter,
I
bro.
think
mean,
for
it is what it is.
Endgame, when it came out, they had it. They had the movie theater open 3 days straight, like nonstop, like it was 24/7, in a way. So yeah, 24
Yeah,
hours.
you guys
Yeah,
had it
my
for
bad.
24 hours.
And I remember they asked us like, oh, what shift you guys want to work, and I told them like, you know what, let me get the closing shift. And so it was like I went in at 9. I didn't get out till like 7 in the morning, and then the new people, the
crazy.
opening people would be coming in at 6, and so we're open like almost 72 hours straight.
That's insane.
Yeah, no,
After a movie,
yeah,
bro,
and
that's
our
wild.
GM, like, he didn't care, like he wanted all that money.
Yeah, dude, he's making big. But were
Oh,
people
yes,
actually
dude.
going in
Oh,
to watch
yeah.
the movie at like
Yeah,
2 in the
Most-
morning,
bro,
4 in the morning?
there was
Yeah, I was one of them.
yeah, like
I
there
didn't
was
work
still
there
a lot
anymore. I
of
was
people
one of
coming
them.
in. There was people coming in like at 12, 1, 3, like all the showings that they had early in the morning. And I was like, why would y'all be coming this early? Like, don't y'all work or something? Like, or like do something? Like, it was just like
Nope.
bad. But the good thing is, when I
Yeah,
closed,
that's
like, I didn't have to
crazy.
do anything. I just had to help out janitors, pick up big trash, and that was pretty much it. And I was chilling the whole time.
Yeah, because you guys aren't really closing.
Yeah, basically. Because the movie theater was
Yeah.
open 365 days of the year. We didn't close at all for any holiday, for anything.
No,
Was that
sir.
place like a
Cinemark.
chain or was it like
Cinemark.
just a local?
Yeah.
Oh, Cinemark.
So-
Yeah,
okay.
Cinemark.
Yeah, dude, I have a Cinemark by my house. That's
Yeah,
crazy,
they're
bro. Like
open.
the chairs
Yeah.
and all that.
When they got the D-Box, it was pretty chill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude, and like so before that, I had to go to AMC,
Yeah.
like where my house is, and when they introduced those like reclining chairs, it was like almost $20 a ticket. But like this Cinemark opened by my house, and they have the same thing, and it's
Yeah.
like $12, and you could get dine-in. It's like,
Wait,
bro, what
y'all
the
had
hell?
dine-in?
AMC's like thieving. Yeah, we have dine-in and a bar, and like they have
we had
Starbucks
the same
and
thing.
Pizza
Yeah.
Hut.
Yeah, I was like, hey, relax. We got
I
it's
forgot
called
it was
studio
good.
over here, but relax, dog.
He's like, oh, I
Yeah,
forgot I
I
worked
forgot
there.
I worked there
You
for
were
like
there.
3 years. Like,
He's like, wait, I worked there? I worked at
it's
Cinemark?
like, damn. Wait, did okay. But no, that's crazy, man. But so far, what was like your most favorite like Marvel movie then?
I like the Spider-Man ones. I know that's
Which
like
which
probably
ones though?
basic,
Which
but
ones?
I really
okay.
like Tom Holland.
Yeah, specifics.
I'll just put it. I'll put it. I really like. I liked Spider-Man: Homecoming just because I like Far From Home, but Homecoming did like they did the New York thing, and I really like seeing like the city like that and stuff, and like I feel like that was more of like he's a neighborhood Spider-Man, you know. That I really like seeing that.
Yeah, I
I
get
hope
you.
that like there's another movie like that because Far From Home he was like not at home.
That's true.
Other than
No,
other than that,
he was
He
the
just
wasn't
actor
chilling.
was at his home, but the Spider-Man wasn't. And when it was like,
Yeah,
was
there
it
you go.
Homecoming? The actor wasn't at his house. Like, it was like in a whole different country. But honestly, I don't mind Tom Holland. I don't mind him.
I like him, bro. I think he's like probably the perfect Spider-Man. I know Tobey Maguire was good.
I've been saying
Tobey
that.
Maguire is good,
You know they were
That's
gonna
my
do
boy.
the Spideyverse, and they were gonna have
That's my damn boy.
Tobey Maguire and all three of them.
Oh
All
yeah,
three of
yeah.
them.
So the rumor is right now that because Sam Raimi, the director of those Tobey Maguire movies, he's directing Doctor Strange 2, and that has to deal with like the multiverse. So they're saying that
Oh,
Spider-Man's gonna show up in that one, and they've been saying that for a while. So I
Y'all
think
heard
it's gonna happen.
y'all heard
But-
it here from Ramen Boy.
Aw.
Yo,
Yeah, dude. Yeah, bro. Hey, bro. If you guys need Marvel news, let me know.
The
dude.
real source.
I like know all the shit. but the thing is, so they were saying that before, but I think it just came out like last week or maybe even this week. It's probably not like news you're gonna like, but it's gonna show. So if he is in it, they were saying the way he's gonna be in it is that it's gonna like be a look into the like universe where Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and it's gonna be like him dying basically. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's not gonna. Yeah,
I mean, I'll take it.
I think it'll be a cool cameo. It does suck.
You know,
It
I'll
does
take
suck
it.
because we might.
It
Yeah,
sucks,
that
but you
means
know,
we
it
won't
sucks.
really get a Spider-Verse, but I hope we do. That'd be dope. But I mean, I don't know.
It is what it is. That's crazy, man.
There's a lot of things that like some things that I still feel like they shouldn't have killed off Iron Man, bro. I mean I know it had to happen. Or
Well,
whatever,
supposedly,
but I don't think
wasn't
they
he supposed to die in Civil War? Because I know
That's
in the
what I heard
comic
too,
books,
but
I think he dies in Civil War.
yeah, he gets got in Civil War. And then there's like
Oh,
I haven't seen any of these movies.
I've been oh, you haven't? Oh shit.
No, yeah.
In the comics, I think he dies in Civil War, and then I think in Civil War 2, I think in Civil War 2 he dies. I think what's her name? Captain Marvel kills him.
kills Iron Man?
But yeah, they're having like a fight.
Oh yeah,
and
because
she,
in the
like, kills
comic
him.
book Civil War, there's like way more
Dang.
heroes that are there. I think no.
Yeah, way more. There's like X-Men. There's all kinds of shit.
I'm still on Captain America, so
Dude,
I'm just gonna say it.
I'm Iron Man all day. I'm Iron Man. Dude, we could have a discussion.
He's drawing the line, bro.
Nah, I'm just kidding. But nah, bro, it's
I think this is the
I
last
will
time need to
leave
fight
right
this.
now.
it's just it's just like what I always tell my friends, because I had some friends that were Team Cap, but it's like you have to think of it like if we didn't have Iron Man, like think of all the things that would be different. Like there would probably be no Avengers because Iron Man like really was like he supplied them with a base. He like brought them mostly all together. He gave them all their like armor and all their like technology and shit. He like how many times did he like
Not that many.
sacrifice himself and stuff? You know what I mean? But I mean, not that many, just in all the Avengers movies. But
It was satisfactory.
Yeah.
nah, I'm playing.
It's just a
But no, one of the things that I'm like really excited for is I don't know if you guys have seen any of the Netflix Marvel shows, but there's
The
the
Punisher
Punisher was
was
really
really
good, dude. That was really good, and I heard that when they like do the Punisher in the movies, they're like either the Punisher and the Daredevil. They're gonna keep the
I hope so.
actors from the Netflix show. And I really hope so because that actor John Bernthal, dude, was on some other shit. Like he was.
I
Really
felt
good,
like I
bro.
was getting tortured.
Yeah, dude, he was a really good Punisher, bro. And like I don't know if you've seen him in other movies and stuff. He's just a good actor
Walking
overall.
Dead too.
Yeah, and he seems like a chill dude. I don't know if you've seen like any interviews or whatever. He seems like a really nice
I haven't
dude.
seen anything though. The only actors I've kept up with is like Johnny Depp and Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy, yeah, Tom Hardy's good too.
But yeah, like I don't have any like I
Oh,
don't
yeah, all
hate
day,
Iron
every
Man.
day.
I just prefer Captain America.
Yeah, I feel you.
because you're always Captain.
You about to catch his buy one for two hands, Kelly.
Buy one get one free. Man,
As long as you say it right, I might.
but what's important though? Who do you think was right in Civil War?
The Winter
That's what's important.
Batman.
Nah, I felt more of a heartfelt connection with Captain America in a way because I understand. Obviously, Iron Man was gonna be mad because he felt like the whole group was like in a way a family, and Captain America was throwing it all over for one guy. But that's like your day one boy right there. You know what I mean? Like, huh?
Right.
Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Wakanda forever, you know.
Nah, but I don't know. That's
Yeah.
iffy to say. I would have to rewatch the whole movie just to like get the whole idea back again because I haven't seen that movie in a while.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, I see. My main problem with
He was
Cap
capping.
is that this dude
Yeah, he was capping.
is like always talking, especially in Endgame. He's talking about like, oh, we got to move on and all this stuff. Like they're gone, but like this dude is still like simping over a girl that he hasn't talked to in like what 50 years or whatever the fuck. And then like to Bucky too. Like I don't know. He's like I feel like he's too caught in the past. If anything, homosexual.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro. I don't know. I
Kiss
felt
a
for
homie
Iron
goodnight.
Man when we found out
Killed
that
his
like
parents.
Bucky
Yeah,
killed his
I felt
parents or
that.
whatever.
That one,
Yeah.
like, I was like, damn. I understand why, like, because as soon as they showed Iron Man, like, it was like he was dead set on getting Winter Soldier. Like, obviously,
Yeah, I think he should have. Honestly, I think it would have been better. Because honestly, I don't know,
Yeah.
but like Bucky's not that interesting or that.
well,
cool of a
supposedly in the
character. Like,
comics, he was no, not him. Falcon. Falcon turns into the next Captain America.
Oh yeah, Falcon.
Oh yeah, because I
Yeah.
forgot Captain
That's gonna be
America
dope,
gets
I
like
think.
old and everything. Oh, I forgot.
Wow,
I forgot
man,
that.
wow. No wonder you're on Captain America's because
I'm
you
not
are
gonna lie,
Captain.
my
Come
all-time
on.
hero is Batman. I'm just gonna say
Yeah,
DC
I
game,
really
bro.
like Batman
Same.
too.
DC
I
game.
hope that Robert
DC.
Pattinson
From
does
what
a
I'm
good job. I
looking
think
at,
he
it
will.
seems like
Yeah.
what they're trying to put in for how they're gonna. How do I say it? The perspective of that Batman is quite interesting from what I'm like seeing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're going for like the detective type
Yeah.
thing. They were saying that like since he's like what they said so far about is like there's a death in the family, so I think they're gonna do like when Robin
Oh.
dies.
Yeah. You don't think he's gonna turn into a vampire chasing Bella?
He's gonna turn into a samurai ninja or whatever, that animated movie.
I haven't seen a lot of Robert Pattinson's work, but I know he's definitely like an
Twilight.
interesting dude.
Twilight.
He's weird for sure.
Yeah.
And I know that actor that's doing
So-
the Batman is gonna be like I know he's doing.
I didn't like Ben
So I
Affleck.
feel like it'll be cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
I didn't even watch
he
it.
No,
portrayed the
Affleck
comic
was
book way
terrible.
in a way on the Batman wise, but it did. Like I prefer.
It just looked ugly.
Christian Bale was my all time.
Christian
Batman
Bale.
trilogy?
Christian Bale was one of the best.
Oh, I was so hyped when
Yeah.
the I think it was
And
like the last Batman movie that he did was what was it with Bane, and they
Bane,
Tom
right?
Hardy
again,
and
bro.
especially at my
Tom
favorite
Hardy.
football team stadium, the Steelers. I was like, dang, that's crazy. I was hyped. That had me hope.
Yeah,
that
Tom
had me
Hardy
hyped.
did a good job, bro. Tom Hardy was crazy. I remember I watched that movie and
Have you
really
seen
liked
those
Bane.
memes where it's like
Yeah.
pink guy as Joji and then it's Bane?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bro.
Those
I
ones are
remember I
funny.
watched that movie and I went to there's a place out here in California like SoCal called Frankensons. It's like a kind of like a
Oh shit.
swap meet type thing, but like they sell like all kinds of stuff. Like it's kind of like they sell comics, they sell Funko Pops, they sell like all this stuff. And I went after the movie and I got the cover of like Bane breaking Batman's back because that shit was wild,
that
bro.
whole fight and everything, the whole interaction
Yeah.
with him was like just. It was a really great movie in my opinion.
Yeah, I really like the
Batman's
Batman
my all-time
movie.
favorite.
What do you guys think of what do you guys think of Joker?
The new one or
Yeah, the new
Joaquin or
Yeah.
Jared?
Joaquin? Our boy
That
Joaquin.
Oh, Joaquin.
No, Joaquin.
Joaquin.
Nah, no, we don't talk about that. That Joker.
Jared.
He's the
Jared's never been a
black
Joker. I
sheep
don't know
of
what
the
you're
family.
talking about, dog.
He's the one we don't mention. But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Joaquin was like, when I first saw that movie, it was like, obviously
He was
it's
good.
not going to be a lot of action. because it's more of like
Documentary.
the mental state of how he became the Joker and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like he portrayed him really well. And then, did you ever see like his later interviews where like he didn't look like him at all? Like he was very skinny in that movie. He had to lose like a lot of weight.
Yeah. He lost a lot of weight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, I like that movie a lot too. That was one of the movies of this past year or so that I really enjoyed. I think that like if they did a sequel, I don't know if they'll do a sequel, but
Honestly, if they
fine.
did, it'd be. I'll go for it.
Well, they were supposedly saying that they were gonna put Johnny Depp as a Joker for the Robert Pattinson Batman.
That would, because
That'd be
you know how
interesting.
Johnny Depp really gets into
I'd
character.
want to see how that would go.
One of my favorite movies.
He loves
One of my
it.
favorite movies from him is Rango.
He drives for it. Oh, can't tango with the right guy.
Nah, but what has been the worst movie you've seen lately? Because I know you talked a lot of smack about Uncut Gems or something like that. No, you didn't talk smack, but yeah, you didn't talk smack.
I didn't
but
talk
it was just
smack,
the whole anxiety in a way.
Yeah, bro, that shit had me fucking.
Dude, I know what you're talking
wild,
about too,
bro.
man.
So like, especially lately, I've been watching, like, I don't know why it just happens. Like, I watched Parasite, and again, my anxiety was just off the charts. Yeah,
Parasite was
I was just like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I root for the characters, and like I want them to win, but like I know that they're fucking up, you know. But like, so for example, in Uncut Gems, it was just like, dude, like, stop fucking around. Like, just pay off your shit. Like, you could do this. And then like, he just kept losing and losing and losing, and then at the end, like, he wins, and I was like, yeah, dude, like, fuck yeah. And then that shit happens. I was like, wow, bro. I could see why everyone liked it, because again, it's like Joker in a sense. Like, everyone liked Joker because it was like,
when I first saw it, I thought it was decent, but like looking back at it, the way it was pretty much made and portrayed, I like it. To me, it looks better now.
Yeah, it's a good movie, no doubt. That shit just, I don't think I'd watch it again just because, like, fuck, my anxiety was.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna be gambling money now.
Honestly, and in terms of like bad movies, I really don't know. I can't think of a bad one because, like I said, I'm pretty like I see a bad movie and I know it's bad, like I'm lenient. But fuck, I don't know a bad movie.
What's one that you don't want to like? You wouldn't want to watch again?
I can't think. I know there's a bad movie that I watched recently because I remember
it wasn't on Pornhub.
But no, it wasn't on Pornhub.
There's always a great actor.
I watch it for the plot.
I honestly can't tell, bro. I don't know. I can't think off top right now.
You'll probably talk about it on
I'm not
Twitter
too
later.
Sure. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm sure if I look through my tweets or something,
I'll smack about a movie and everything. I wouldn't doubt it. How'd you feel? How'd you feel of Suicide Squad?
I didn't really like watch the full thing. I remember like falling asleep watching it, so I don't remember it very much. But I don't know, man. That was a mess. I did watch Harley Quinn.
I haven't seen that one.
The Birds of Prey movie.
I heard it's really good.
It was a good movie. I liked it. It was pretty cool. I liked it. I think that that's the way they should be making their movies, not Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad seems so like, I don't know, they're trying to be like edgy, but in a weird way. It was super weird.
It looked unorganized. Yeah. It looked very
unorganized. And even like the cinematography, like they made Gotham look super bad.
I think the only thing I liked, the only thing I liked from it was Will Smith.
Well, yeah, he was probably like the only decent actor, and of course Harley Quinn was good.
Robbie. I think that's her name.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I feel like that's a movie that everyone collectively just like hates. That's just a bad movie.
With the passion.
Jared Leto with grills and everything and tattoos. Looked like he was a gangster.
Yeah. Dude, I can name a Marvel movie I hate off top. I think maybe this was like probably the worst movie I would say I watched was what is it called? The
The
Thor:
what?
The Dark World, dude.
Oh,
Thor: The
was that
Dark World.
the first one or no, the second one?
I think it was the second one. I'm
I
not even
think it was
sure.
the
I didn't
second one.
finish it. Because I like when I did the rewatch of like all the movies in order. I definitely skipped that one.
Wasn't
I
that the
skipped
one
that
where
one
he
for
had like
sure. That
long
was bad.
eyebrows and everything? Like that
Yeah,
was
I think
funny.
so. It was just bad, man. Like that was just one of the worst. That's one of the worst Marvel movies for sure. Like in general, I know a lot of people don't like Ant-Man
I
too.
thought it
I
was
don't know
light.
why.
I thought it was
I like
pretty
Ant-Man.
funny,
Yeah, I
especially
think
with
it's
like
pretty
the
good too.
little Mexican guy that was like telling the stories.
Oh yeah, that dude's funny as hell, bro. He
He
should have
should
been in
have.
Endgame, bro.
It, it
He
would have
should
been
have.
very funny.
Definitely.
But yeah, that's been crazy, bro. So we already know you're a huge Marvel fan. You're
Yeah, bro. I could do like a whole other podcast about
well
just Marvel shit, bro.
no, honestly,
Just
bro,
a
like for
Ramen Boy
sure,
talking
like
Marvel.
we'd like to collab with another episode later on. Hopefully.
Yeah, dude. We got to tackle
Oh, bro,
Marvel
most
and
most
anime,
definitely.
bro. For sure.
Of course.
But
Big facts.
yeah, it's been
Definitely.
crazy. But that's pretty neat, man. You started off your career 12 years old, pretty much getting a whole DJing software as a president, self teaching yourself for like what 10 years now, and now you're
Yeah,
over
something.
here playing at conventions, in Anime Impulse, and you were so close to playing Anime Expo, but thanks to COVID, well, man, it's
Yeah,
been
thanks,
very
COVID.
very very well podcast with you today, just having a conversation, and
Yeah,
it
man,
has
it's been
been,
fun for
and
sure.
we can't wait for your track. It should be dropping already, correct?
It's 9. Let me see if it dropped actually.
I need
Oh
to
yeah,
know.
yeah, I saw it right
So
now.
everybody listening to this, make sure you guys
Oh,
go
there
ahead
you
and
go.
check out Ramen Boy's latest song. It was going to be on SoundCloud or Spotify, Apple Music.
It's already on SoundCloud.
Spotify and
It'll
Apple.
be
Oh,
on
okay. So
like
make sure
all
you
the
catch
streaming
it out.
platforms, Spotify, Apple Music.
Yeah.
It's even on.
Oh
It's in
yeah,
TikTok,
I know
bro.
you had the like a lot of people doing
Oh,
TikTok dances to your song.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that was
yeah.
how
I
was
have like
that?
a
How
whole
was that whole
announcement.
feeling like getting to know like everybody's dancing?
I think it's dope. I think that was like probably one of like my favorite things so far about like my career because like really when I make music and like think about why it's because like for me at least music has brought me like a sense of like joy or like sense of happiness. Like it's been there when I didn't have shit or it's inspired me. It's done so much for me to be like in my life that like what I want to do at least with my music is I always tell my friends or like I've talked about it with some artist friends I have that like I don't really care about like being the best. I just want to like give back, like if I could have someone feel like what I felt when I was listening to music or when I found EDM stuff like that, like then that's what I want to do, like
That's deep,
mission
man.
accomplished right there. If I
That's
could
deep.
give
And
someone that
I feel
feeling.
no.
Yeah, not to get all deep, bro.
That's really really deep, and I feel like
mhm.
the passion you've been putting into your whole producing and DJing, it's going like it's been going up ever since you've been putting more passion into it. The grind doesn't stop, and
Yeah, man.
so I just
I
want to
appreciate
ask
that,
you,
bro.
do you want to have like any like advice for any future artists, future DJs out here? Do you want to leave them with an advice just so that they can know like what goes on?
I would just say like maybe it's cliche, but just like be yourself, dude. Uh, don't get caught up in what other people are doing, whether it's like the music they're making or what's like popular right now or how they're acting, whatever, Like just I think the best thing to do is find a group of friends that are making music like you, like not even the same type of music, but like starting out, they're friendly, they're cool, they're like inspirational, whatever, like whatever you need, basically like get in that community and just like start building. I think it's important to be yourself though. Make what you want.
That's good,
Don't
man.
force
That's good.
anything. Like don't pay attention to like don't compare yourself is one of the main things too.
So you
Do what
hear
you're
from
doing.
Ramen Boy,
Focus on you.
aka Victor, coming all the way from Chino, California, telling you guys to be yourself. Stay true to yourself, and you're gonna make it.
Yes, sir.
Don't be capping.
Don't be on Team Cat, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
We appreciate you taking your time and everything, showing up for the podcast, and being able to just talk to us and pretty much have a conversation.
Of course, bro. Thanks for having me, and it
For
was
sure,
nice meeting
bro.
all you guys, bro.
It's an honor to meet
Yeah,
you.
yeah, for sure. Same here.
Yes,
But
sir.
yeah, is there any other thing that you would like to promote while you're here before we end the podcast?
Not really. I guess just like look out for my stuff on Apple Music, Spotify. New song just dropped. I'll be trying to drop more new stuff. I got the playlist coming out on Spotify. And if you want to follow me on like any socials, everything is Twitter, Instagram is Ramen Boy _.
There we
And
go.
yeah,
And that
that's about
concludes the whole conversation and interview with Ramen Boy. We hope you guys enjoy the podcast, and we hope you guys have a great week. And I don't know, hopefully this will be up on Monday or Tuesday, depending on how long I edit it. But you heard it here.
Suck my ass.